Yes, Hadur, please.
Because the Holy Quran has already spoken in detail about a people who would come later, much later, and who would appear in the Akhirah, not after death, but here on earth. And among them will be people who will be so high in the sight of Allah, in their status with God, that they are called Sullatum min al-awwaleen wa Sullatum min al-akhirin. A Jamaat among them would be Sulla. And then in the other place the Holy Quran says Sullatum min al-awwaleen wa qalilum min al-akhirin. That they will not be exactly equal. Because when the first time Hazrat Muhammad comes himself, his standard of bringing up the people is bound to be unique. Nobody could match, even if somebody comes in his imitation. So it's a beautiful verse of the Quran which differentiates between his first Besa and the second Besa. When he appeared first time, the quality of people in three different sections was huge, huge, large number of people. The quality was high and the number was huge. Were counted as sullatum min al-awwalin, sullatum min al-awwalin, sullat, never qalilu min al-awwalin.
No.
But when it would happen again, although the Holy Quran says akhrina minhum, as if he is coming again, but this what I am referring to, these verses show definitely that it would not be he in person. Somebody in his image, somebody following him, will make his best efforts. But of course, they cannot be matched with the first. So he will fulfill the prophecy, but to a degree that a few would definitely reach that standard, which was the standard of the earlier people. But a large number would benefit, but not to that degree of standard. You understand?
Yeah.
So Sullatan is the lowest, not very low, but very high standard, but not exactly the standard of the earlier time. In that, talking of that standard of spirituality and righteousness, the Holy Quran says, Sullatu min al-awwaleen wa sullatu min al-akhirin. Large number here, large number there. But those who are forward, who are the first in ranks, there the Holy Quran says, Sullatu min al-awwaleen wa qaleelu min al-akhirin. Qaleelu min al-akhirin. So you understand this message? It's a very beautiful message.
Yes, Hadur.
But with the second general status, you have mentioned that?
No, no.
No.
Uh,
As
يقول
far as the raising of standard to a high degree, but not the very first top. As far as that is concerned, the Holy Quran also speaks with approval and love of those people. He said there will be very large Jamaat like the first large Jamaat who reach a high standard but not exactly that high.
as far as
Qalil,
as
sullatun
far
min
as I
al-awwalin
remember, Hadur, he
wa
mentioned.
sullatun. Here it is repeated, the Holy Quran says,
Yes.
that middle standard will be attained by the people of the latter days also in large number.
Yes.
Sullatu min al-awwalin wa sullatu min al-akhirin.
I remember that they are mentioned as أصحاب اليمين.
That's right.
أصحاب اليمين
Yes,
ثلة
that's right.
من الأولين وثلة
That's right.
من
Yes, yes,
الآخرين.
yes. Another interesting angle of looking at this is from the historical point of view. You know, the number of the companions of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam who remained with him in Medina and first in Mecca and Medina was larger, definitely larger than the number of the companions of Hadhrat Masih Maud who lived in Qadian around him. So I'm not talking of the rest.
Yes, yes.
Those who came over and settled there and who directly benefited from Hazrat Muhammad
Whom you
Rasulullah
can mention أصحابه.
Ashab, yes.
No.
They were larger at the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah than at the time of Al-Mahdi. But those who benefited all over the world, they were great Sulla, of course. But they came later on. You know, here, Awwaleen and Akhirin are mentioned. The two parties in Islam. It says, Qul innal awwaleen wal akhirin. Remember There are going to be two parties in Islam, Awwaleen and Akhirin. لَمَجْمُعُونَ إِلَى مِيقَاتِ يَوْمٍ مَعْلُومٍ. They will be brought together at the appointed time which is known to Allah and those whom He has Himself told. In what way they will be brought together? In two ways. Number one, وَآخَرِينَ مِنْهُمْ لَمَّا يَلْحَقُوا بِهِمْ. Number two, after death, they will be brought together and then they will be rewarded for whatever they did. The middle period is not mentioned. Well, Islam has a very large middle period. So these are two special times. Remember this. ثم إنكم أيها الضالون المكذبون لآكلون من شجر من زقوم. Then you who reject and deny the first and the second appearance, both are no, you will be punished. Remember this. Don't make a hasty decision, in rejecting. فَمَالِئُونَ مِنْهُ الْبُطُونَ فَشَارِبُونَ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ الْحَمِيمِ فَشَارِبُونَ شُرْبَ الْهِيمِ هَذَا نُزُلُهُمْ يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. That will be their mehmani, as with the not hospitality. This will be what they will be offered as hospitality on the day of judgment. Then, speaking of other things, where is the first part? Sullatu min al-awwaleen.
The beginning.
In the beginning. Achha, I thought this was written like Arabic text.
Yes.
So that is why, I started from the end, in fact. It should be read from here. The Naumai Jannah, the great things bestowed on people of Jannah, on the people of Jannah, or should we say, those who are fortunate to be admitted to Jannah, they are mentioned previously. This will be this will be that from them. Then the Holy Quran says, Le ashabil yameen. These will be, these special benefit, the bounties of Jannah would be for the people of the right. Sullatu min al-awwaleen wa sullatu min al-akhirin. These people of the right will be equally in large number from the first group and the second group. You understand this point? Al-Yameen is a very good compliment to them, of a high order, but not as good as Muqarrabun or Waloon. That's still a higher group. So the Holy Quran begins the mention of these promises with the middle group, which is called Ashabul Yameen. Ashabul Shimal ma Ashabul Shimal fi samumin wa hamim wa zullim fi yamumin. We are not concerned with them. La baridin wa la kareem innahum kanu qabla dhalika mutrafin wa kanu yusirruna ala al-hins al-azim wa kanu yaquluna idha mitna wa kunna turaban wa idhaman ayna lamabuthun Ava aba'una al-awwalun. In answer to this, the Holy Quran says, okay, we have not yet finished with the right people. قُلْ إِنَّ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَالْآخِرِينَ لَمَجْمُعُونَ إِلَى مِيقَاتِ يَوْمٍ مَعْلُومٍ. Then this will happen. I have already read it. So this is how I should have read it. And here it is that it is mentioned that Islam will have two groups, fortunate groups or parties, one belonging to the first period, one to the second.